It's Monday, November 18th. Thanks for joining us on Up to the Minute. We're bringing you all the news, announcements, and events, along with a couple of special guests. I'm Dr. Amy Tan, Dean of HCC's English and Communications, and today I'm joined by co-host Benjamin Escobar from our HCC TV production. He's one of our production specialists. Good morning, Benji. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Amy. How are you?
I'm doing well. I almost said welcome to the show. And I know that
Yeah.
you are a regular co-host and sometimes host.
Well,
So people
technically for today, Monday, I guess I could need the welcome because I'm not usually here on Mondays. I'm here on Tuesdays, but today, I'm welcome to the show.
yeah, welcome. And we appreciate you filling in for Nick Cox while he's out today.
Of
How
course.
was your weekend?
It was great. I rested a little bit, so I can't complain about that.
Did you get lots of rain? There was so much rain.
Yeah, there was rain, so it was a little bit more calming. Some people like the rain, some people don't, but I
Yeah,
do.
I do too. And you're right, it was very calming.
Yeah.
And so we're happy that everybody's joining us today live on HCCTV. How can people find us?
Yes, we're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, but Houston Community College District. We're also on YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and on HCC TV, our own TV channel, where you can catch a rebroadcast of this show at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Excellent. Today, for Mental Health Monday, we're discussing ways to build empathy every day. Very important topic. And we're pleased to welcome back Maya DeConge. She's the outreach and education advocate for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters and our Mental Health Monday guest. Good morning, Maya.
Good morning. I'm so glad to be back with y'all to wrap up the semester at HCC. I was here at the beginning of the semester. Glad to be back.
Yeah, perfect bookend for the semester and a wonderful topic to explore empathy. So hang on and we'll be right with you. First, we're welcoming back a favorite faculty member to talk about a new HCC interdisciplinary initiative. Dr. Melinda Mejia, our chair of HCC World Languages, Humanities, and Library Science. Welcome back to the show, Melinda.
Hi, Dean Tan. How are you? I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad to see you bright and early on Monday morning, and very excited to talk about Human Horizons, which I know something about. So I'm excited to help you share it. I know you've been working on this for more than a year. So can you tell us how this initiative, well, what is it and how it came to be?
Yes, thank you. So Human Horizons right now is a program at HCC that has been grant funded through the Teagle Foundation. And the Teagle Foundation is a philanthropic organization that fosters the liberal arts, like core education in universities and colleges, especially underserved colleges that have underserved populations. And so the belief of the Teagle Foundation, and I would say of yours and I as well, is that a strong liberal arts education in the core fosters academic success, meaningful work, being able to experience work in your careers meaningfully, leading a fulfilling life. And so as a humanities major myself, as a literature major and a humanities chair and world languages chair, I totally approve of that message. And so when a couple of faculty in philosophy were interested in pursuing this grant, and they pursued first the planning grant in 2023, and were awarded the planning grant, and that was Professor David Liakos and Professor Jacob Mills in philosophy, and they pursued the planning grant for this. And then we came together, a little larger group of us, Dr. Joanna Fax, Dr. Nathan Smith, and myself were added to that group, and we then pursued the full implementation grant for 2024. So we were awarded that grant, and that grant for us looks like this. It's going to be support to help put on an initiative or sort of a framework for humanities humanities sort of focused courses that are not just in the humanities, but also in other disciplines like We have like humanities adjacent disciplines. Right now, all our
Well,
participating.
hold on. You're getting way ahead. Let me catch up for a second. So
Thank
let's
you.
pause for a minute because this is all really important information. And so, this is a gigantic grant. So congratulations. I mean, this
Thank
is
you.
something to really celebrate. And I know that you were talking about how it was a couple of our faculty in philosophy, they partnered, right, with Austin Community College. Is that right?
Right. So we've been in communication with Austin Community College a lot because they have a similar program in Austin. So definitely we've been working with them, not necessarily as a partnership, but we've been consulting with them, looking at what they're doing at Austin Community College because their program is similar and is quite successful, right? They're in year
Yes.
4 or 5 already.
Yeah.
So for
And then-
us, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So once we got the grant, and we had several faculty who were, before we get to implementation, they got a chance to pilot some of these classes. Is that right?
Right. That's correct. Excuse me. And so these classes were piloted in English and humanities and philosophy. And so basically what you can expect from these courses, the Human Horizons Tech courses, is that they're centered around transformative text. And these are a shared list. So we hope that we're kind of teaching the same text in different disciplines like English, humanities, history, philosophy. We're hoping communications. We've been in talks with communications as well to see if they want to be part of this. And so part of it is this concept of the shared list in order to build community among the faculty and the students, but also a discussion-based seminar-styled course. And so these are some of the things that our faculty already do in their courses. I think that the grant helps us kind of, promote it. And it also helps us bring together a framework so that we're speaking to each other about these texts and about the way we're already doing these wonderful things. So that's part of what we hope to gain with Human Horizons is fostering this sort of curriculum through building that community and that network, not only between different disciplines and faculty, but between faculty and students of all different types of majors. Because that's the thing as well, that these courses fall into the core curriculum. So they're going to be courses that you take for any major. What you want to do is you want to look for that special tag that says Human Horizons.
Yeah, and so it's wonderful that we're building this community with faculty and we're, bringing people together and collaborating and thinking intentionally about how to teach some of these same topics and expose students to a well-rounded liberal arts education. And so this is really exciting. And so you mentioned the tag. So let's tell students how they can find that tag and how they can learn more about Human Horizons.
Yes, definitely. So when you look to sign up for courses on your student platform, you have to do a little digging, right? It's going to be listed when you click on that course, it's in the course description and the tag comes out there. It does not automatically show up as you can't look for the special topics tag. You have to look for the courses. So right now we have Humanities 1301, Introduction to Humanities can be an HH class. We have multiple courses in philosophy that are Human Horizons tagged. We have English Comp 1301 and 1302s participating, and we have some of the freshman history courses participating as well. So you want to look for that course and then look for the special topic by clicking on the course to get to access the description and the special tag. And of course you can also just contact our department. You can contact World Languages and Humanities Department or our PC, who is Joanna Fax. And her email is joanna.fax@hccs.edu. And we can also just fill you in.
And Melinda, these courses are offered across the system, right? At any campus.
Absolutely. Any campus. And we do actually also have a couple online this semester. I think we're going to have 1 or 2 next semester as well. So they're online and on campus.
Fantastic. Well, before I have to let you go, what else is going on in the World Languages, Humanities, and Library Science Department?
Thank you for asking. So I just want to say we just got back from a trip this Friday. We went to Goliad, Texas to visit the Spanish missions and the Presidio there. So I just want to encourage students to, visit our webpage, look us up, email us, get in touch with us. When your professors in humanities and world languages, let them know you're interested in these things. So we had that trip. It was quite a success. We also have a meet and greet event with students coming up tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Northline, where we just have some time for students to get to know faculty and have a little food with them. And then we also just recently added Portuguese to our course offerings. So please check out our course offerings on our department page at HCC. And then finally, as usual, we have, I want to pop in here with my promo for our institutional certificates. We have the Mexican American and Latinx Studies Certificate and the African American Studies Certificate, as well as the Women and Gender Studies Certificate. And these are institutional certificates that are made up of just 12 hours of courses and can be mapped onto other majors for that extra specialization that you want to be competitive.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Dr. Melinda Mejia, Chair of HCC's World Languages, Humanities, and Library Science.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. And we'll have all your information in our post after the show. After a quick commercial break, Benji will visit with our Mental Health Monday guest.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me and then you just linked arms with me, I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
We are back on Up to the Minute, and now we have our Mental Health Monday guest, Maya DeConge, Outreach and Education Advocate for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters Incorporated. Welcome back to the show, Maya.
Hey, hi Benji. So nice to be with you all this morning. I, like you, it was very calming this weekend. I love the rain. So thanks.
Right? I feel like we all needed that. We were having a lot of rain earlier in the year, but now it kind of like started sparsing out. So it was great that we had some rain. And like you said, it was calming. So So let's get into it. We're looking forward to finding out how we can build empathy every day. I mean, for starters, tell us the difference between empathy and sympathy, because I know there's a big difference, right?
Yeah, so empathy kind of started to come in as this word that people are using rather than sympathy, right? And sympathy isn't a bad word. It's no longer like out of the question. But the difference between empathy and sympathy is that empathy is really trying to put yourself into someone's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So not just understanding what they're saying, but trying to feel with them. Mm-hmm. Maybe we don't know exactly what they're going through, right? Because we all have very unique experiences, but we're able to understand, I've been sad before, I've been angry before, right? And know what that feels like. Whereas sympathy, the difference between that is just understanding, being like, that sucks, but not really seeing how they are feeling and what they are feeling for that.
Wow. I mean, that's a big difference, I'd say. I mean, one's just kind of showing that you're there for them, and one is like actually knowing and everything that you've kind of gone through. And I think earlier you just mentioned right now that for everybody it's different how they handle things, because I've heard this thing before that when somebody has a death in a family, sometimes it could be more like let's just say, for example, a hamster, right? To somebody, like, oh, well, I had my parents pass away, but to them, that might be the only death they've, felt, because their family members are still alive. So, everybody's a little bit different, right? Would you say? with things like
Yes.
that?
So the one thing that I like to say is that no crisis is too big or too small,
Exactly.
right?
Hmm.
So what is big for me may not be big for you, but that doesn't change that it's my crisis. So I love that you said that
Yeah.
because, me losing a hamster is still grief, whether it's
Yeah.
a hamster or not,
Hmm.
right? And our pets are so much more of our loved
Oh
ones, right?
yeah.
So that is such a great point to point out. And that is to my point of that no crisis is too big or too small. And that way we can show empathy no matter what anyone is going through or no matter what anyone is feeling.
Yeah. And another question that we want to ask you today is how can people practice compassion? I mean, that might be kind of like a very hard question to answer, but I mean, you probably have the answers, right?
Yeah, so compassion is kind of like taking empathy up a notch,
Hmm.
right? So not only am I really putting myself into their shoes, but I'm trying to think of ways that I can alleviate that stress or pain or crisis that they may be experiencing, right? How can I truly be there for them? Not fixing it, right? Because we can't fix everyone's problems, but trying to alleviate or make them feel better or support them in a way that
Hmm. Okay. One thing I want to delve into too as well is listening skills. And I feel like the older I get, the better I get at it. But for some folks, I mean, everybody wants to get better at listening when people are talking to them, right? Because there's a difference between hearing them and listening to them. So what are the different types of active listening skills?
Yeah, so one of them being exactly what you said is to truly listen to them, right?
Yeah.
Oftentimes, and I can say that I've done this myself, right? No one is perfect, but oftentimes when someone is telling us something that maybe we really need to listen to, we're thinking of how we can respond, or thinking about how you can understand what they're saying, really trying to piece up their pieces. And that's a natural response, but that is not allowing us to fully listen, to fully be
Mhm.
present with them, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that we want to do that allows us to actively listen,
Yeah.
right? Try to put how you're going to respond aside and really just listen to all of their words.
Yeah.
And, try not to be judgmental, right?
Yeah.
And especially if you're in person, that could be watching your body language and also making sure that to show that you're listening by nodding, right?
Hmm.
There's a word called subverbals. That's kind of like what you just did right there.
Yeah, right. Hmm.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just listening with me, right? Yeah, like agreeing. Yes, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah. Any of those things, showing that you're engaged, things like that, right? And these are pretty simple things, right? These are
Yeah.
not things that are hard, but it's something that we can do that's so small that like allows for such a big impact,
Yeah.
right? And then as we continue listening to them, and then there is that pause where maybe they're waiting for us to respond, right?
Mm.
I always like to say, don't be afraid of silence. We don't have to be super quick to just like, answer their question or be, I'm sorry, or whatever the case is, right? Silence is powerful.
Yeah.
And then we can engage in and then we can engage in some open-ended questions, right? So that leaves it to be like non-judgmental. We can reflect the words that they're saying back, right? Like, I see that you're sad, tell me about that. What does it feel like to be sad? Paraphrasing their sentences. I'm wondering, that must be so stressful for you,
Yeah.
Um, I would be stressed, and those are just little things. Instead of just putting our advice in, we're still really listening to what they're saying and can allowing the conversation to move, right? Because then
Yeah.
they'd be like, you know what? Yeah, that was stressful. And that was really frustrating for me, or whatever the case was, right? So those are some different active listening skills, right? So those open-ended sentences, um, nodding, our subverbals, being completely present,
Hmm.
reflecting our words, paraphrasing. Those are what we call our active listening tool belt or
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah, and I feel like once you get those things down, I feel like you get extra brownie points with your friends because now people they kind of want you're kind of like the guy to go to or the gal to go to for these types of stuff, right?
Yeah. You can be, right? Because
Yeah.
I know they're gonna listen to me and they're not gonna judge me, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's always great to have someone like that in our corner, right? Whether it be a coworker, a colleague, a classmate, anyone.
Yeah, I know. We're a college here. We're a pretty big college ourselves. And what's some things that like an important topic that you could give to talk about to staff, faculty, and students here at HCC?
Yeah, so I would definitely say that engaging in empathy, right? The topic today is how can we show empathy every day, right? So these things that I talked about, these active listening skills, there's ways that we can kind of do that every day with maybe not even having someone disclose that to us or talk
Yeah.
to us about things, because the way that we engage in regular conversation with someone, even if they're not telling us, you know, a stressor or a crisis, that fosters connection, just us having a conversation,
Yeah.
right? In any conversation. And when we show these active listening skills, like even you are today with me in this interview, that allows us to see what active listening looks like, right?
Yeah.
It fosters that connection. It's role modeling what empathy looks like, right? It's
Mhm.
role modeling how we can show empathy in every parts of our lives, right? With our kids, with our colleagues, with our classmates, leaning into struggles in the community around us, right?
Mhm.
So, you know, whatever's going on at HCC community, like this morning, like seeing the things that are going on and how we can engage in those, lean into those, participate in those, right?
Yeah.
That's what fosters empathy. And we know, especially being at a domestic violence and sexual violence agency, right, like the Bridge Over Troubled Waters,
Yeah.
showing empathy prevents violence, right? And so what we're doing right now, it's so small, but it shows us
Yeah.
that it can prevent violence in such a small way that we may
Yeah.
not see grow.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Maya DeConge. We ran out of time. I wish we could keep going, but love the conversation here right now. So thank you so much. She is from Outreach Education Advocate for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters Incorporated and our Mental Health Monday guest. And we'll have all of your info on our post after the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Coming up next, we have a quick commercial break, but don't change the channel or change the broadcast because Amy and I will return with some news and announcements. So stay tuned.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
And we're back with some news and announcements. To start us off, quote the Raven, see Midnight Jury. Witness the dark imagination of our favorite Edgar Allan Poe when HCC's drama department offers 4 short stories and 2 poems from the master of the macabre. That will be at 7:30 p.m. Friday to Monday. That's going to be November 20th through the 22nd. So you have lots of opportunities to come out and see this production. On Saturday, November 22nd, the show will be at 2 p.m. And these will be at HCC Stafford Fine Arts Center. The performances are free, though not recommended for children under 12. Reservations are encouraged. See our post after the show for more information.
Yeah, so next up we have the student juried exhibition Central Reception. This exhibition and reception will celebrate students' work from Central College. Awards will be given in printmaking, drawing, painting, design, photography, photography, sorry, and more. The reception and awards will take place Wednesday, November 20th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. and the exhibition runs through December 6th at the Central Campus. The exhibition is free, so check out our post after the show for more info. And I know we have something called Girl Chat Wednesdays.
That's right. This is a mental health group. There are some things only another woman can understand, even though we talked about empathy. So this group offers a safe space to discuss those subjects. This will be November 20th at HCC Central, noon. That's Wednesday, November 20th. Be sure to check the post after the show for information and come join us.
Yes. And next up, we have the annual Thanksgiving at the Southeast Student Life Center. Don't miss this evening of fun activities, giveaways, and music for the whole family. We got you covered on that. This will take place Thursday, November 21st from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the HCC Eastside Student Life Center. The program is free, so check out our post after the show if you're interested.
And we have, we've been celebrating our military veterans. We did a whole host of events the past week or so, and we're going to continue to recognize and honor our military veterans. And we have some benefits for our student vets. So if HCC veteran and military affiliated students have military education benefits, they can use them for both continuing education and for their credit courses. In addition, they can pair those benefits with financial aid to make more from their education to make it even more affordable. So be sure to check our post after the show for registration and for financial aid information. And Benji, tell us about spring registration.
Yes, registration for the spring semester is going on now, with classes being offered in a variety of programs and in a various semester lengths. HCC's courses are also being offered in a range of modalities, including online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, in-person, hybrid lab. We got you covered. So there's no excuses, folks. To learn more about HCC program start dates and options to cover costs, please visit hccs.edu/apply.
Yep, and you gotta register soon to get the schedule that you want. So don't wait
Yes.
till finals, right? Everybody's waiting
Exactly.
for finals. You gotta do it now, right, Benji?
Do it now. I can tell you when I was a student, how many times I was like, oh, if I only would have done it earlier.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you so much for coming in today on a Monday, and it's been great to see you and work with you today.
Of course, yes, it's always a pleasure.
Well, and I'll catch you later this week. Coming up for Tasty Tuesday, Houston icon Brennan's returns to talk turkey with us, telling about its Thanksgiving specials in the restaurant and to go. And we'll continue to celebrate Native American Heritage Month, with several guests lined up this week. I know we're all on our countdown to the Thanksgiving break coming up. We want to thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time.